Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kenna and I'm a Cameroonian YouTuber based in Douala, Cameroon. If this is your first time here, you are so welcome. Please click on that subscribe button. I just discovered that in Cameroon between November to February, it's usually wedding period. There are so many weddings, not to talk about December. In December, you could have 4 weddings per weekend. It gets so crowded. I've just been thinking about it and I'm like, okay, let me talk about weddings. So today we're talking about planning a Cameroonian wedding. I'll do this video in 2 parts. The very first part, I'm going to talk about the first things you should take care of before you go into your planning, and then the second part, I'll be talking about just tips like how to go through the planning and even the wedding day. The very first thing I want to say is that remember the big picture. Remember the bigger picture. What is more important is not this wedding that you're doing. What is important is the marriage. It's true that you want the day to be perfect and beautiful and all that, but don't forget that you have something bigger coming forward, because a lot of people just plan and even forget that there's a marriage that they're getting into after the wedding. And I can remember this is what our counselor, he was counseling us for the wedding. He said something to me and I never forgot. He told me that, Kenna, it doesn't matter whether people eat, whether people don't have a place to sit, whether people are satisfied, whether people talk about your wedding or not. What matters is that you're married to this man. That is what matters. And he was also like, if people come to your wedding and they don't eat, they're not going to cancel that your wedding. It's not going to be like, okay, we did not eat in Kenna's wedding, so Kenna is not married. Till she feeds people properly, that's when she's married. It's not like that. So just concentrate on the bigger picture, your marriage. The wedding will come and go. The marriage is there to stay. Okay, so the very first thing I want to tell you to do is, this is the mistake a lot of people do. People, when they have decided they are engaged and all that, they now just go and do a family meeting. It's not supposed to be like that. You have to sit with your partner. There are certain things that you two have to sit and discuss and come in accord. So you have to sit with your partner and you discuss with him. And these are the few things I'm going to tell you right now. The very first thing you want to discuss with him is the date. So you know your schedules and all that, so you have to decide on a date. And it's true, when you want to plan on a date, you have people in mind. There are certain people that you really want to be at your wedding, and obviously your parents are one of those people. So you want to talk, you could just discuss with your parents and you're like, which day do you feel is better? And this is important to talk to your parents, because you could, for example, have parents who travel a lot, who are not stable, and you don't want to put your wedding on a day that they'll probably not be around. So it's good to talk about it with your partner. The second thing you want to talk about is the budget. And this is the thing that people, this is the greatest source of stress for many people. Why so many people are not yet married today? Because of the budget. You both know how much is in your pocket. Please don't go taking a loan because you want to do a wedding. It's going to stress you the hell out. Don't do that. You want to sit with your partner and you discuss like, okay, how much do we have for this wedding? If you don't have much money, it's okay. You could still do a low budget wedding. Your wedding doesn't have to be super extravagant if you don't have the money. But if you have the money and you're ready to spend it, it's also good and fine. And then you should also think there are some weddings that it's not the couple that spends, it's their parents or their godparents that pay for the wedding. In that case, you just have to put in your mind that you have to do a lot of compromise, because the person that is paying for that wedding will have a lot of ideas, and you will also have to compromise since the person is paying. The next thing, after talking on your budget, you want to go and look for a location. In some cases, the couple's family could be living in different towns. Like your family, the girl's family could live in Douala and the boy's family is in Bamenda. You have to start thinking, how are we going to balance things up? But normally in Cameroon, traditional weddings, you go to where the girl is. So if the girl's parents are like, we're going to the village, you follow them to their village. After the traditional, you have to sit and discuss like, okay, we're going to go for the council. Which council are we going to use? Is it the council in the girls' town or a council in the guys' town? Which church will we use? And all that. If you are from different denominations, are you the woman going to join your husband, or is he going to come and join you? Those are things that you obviously have to talk about. The next thing now is location. Like, okay, we're going to do it in Douala. Where in Douala? You have to be very quick about your location, because some locations are very popular and they are always having occasions. You have to try to get your location fast and pay in advance. You secure that. And also the church, especially during this crowded period. After choosing your location, the next thing you now go in for, you decide if you are the busy person who will not have time, or you know that you're not good at organizing and planning, you know that you don't have time to plan it, you could hire a wedding planner to do all that for you. Then the wedding planner is going to bring you all your vendors and all that. If you know that you have the time and you can plan your wedding, or you have your family that can help you plan your wedding, it's okay. You could plan your wedding on your own. And in this case, you have to choose people that you know are really who are perfectionists, people who will follow exactly what you want, people who know you well, to help you in this process. For me, I was not doing anything at that time. I was just at home, so I did all my wedding planning alone. Myself and my sister, we did it with the help of our mom. We planned the entire wedding. When you now decide how or who is planning the wedding, you now start looking for your vendors, and you look for vendors according to how much you have to spend. If you know that you don't have money to pay the most expensive makeup artist, it's okay to go for somebody cheaper who can do a good job. You also now choose your wedding theme, like your color theme. And I can remember when I was planning for my wedding, it was a funny time. I laughed a lot because I chose my colors. My color was rich purple and yellow, and each time I said the color combination, I'll see their face. They were like trying to understand, because at that time the color wasn't popular here, so a lot of people were just looking at it like, is this Kenna even normal? Like, what the heavens is she saying? What? Rich purple? What? I can remember I even went to one of my auntie-in-law's house, and I was telling her, she asked my color, I told her, and she was so nice. She was trying to be diplomatic, and she was like, don't you like yellow and pink? Don't you like yellow and blue? Don't you? And I was like, no, I've chosen my color and I love it. And then the last thing, which is also very important, is you have to pick your bridal party. You have to decide how many groomsmen you guys want, how many bridesmaids you want, who are the organizers, and you should pick people who are going to be there for you unconditionally. Because I always say it to anybody who meets me, I tell them, when you're getting married, that's when you're going to know who your friends are. I had so many issues when it came to looking for the right bridesmaid. I'll talk to this person, the friend will be like, oh, I'll not be available, I'm shy, I can't do this. Like, there were so many excuses and so many things. I needed 7 bridesmaids because my husband had so many friends. And my friends were not up to that number, so I had to struggle and struggle. At the end of the day, guys, I had just 3 friends who were my bridesmaids. The rest of my bridesmaids were my cousins and my niece. Now I'm moving to part 2 of the video, and I'm going to be talking about tips. You have to compromise. The fact that it's your wedding doesn't mean that everything will just have to go just your way. Like, you have to compromise. There are certain things that you may not like, but you see that's going to make your mother-in-law happy, your mother happy, your husband happy, and you compromise. The second thing I'm going to tell you is, my dear sister, forget about comparison. Don't try to compare. You will not have the bestest wedding that has ever existed on this earth. It is impossible. There's always going to be somebody that will do better than you. Stop trying to compare with your friends. I'll give you an example, guys. For my wedding, it was my elder sister that did my makeup, and she was begging me. That's when makeup artists were just coming out, so a lot of people were like, Kenna, you're not getting a makeup artist, you're not paying somebody to do this for you. And guys, mind you, I had wanted to do it, so I reached out to a friend of mine who does makeup. She's a wonderful makeup artist, and I was like, I want to do makeup for my 3-phase wedding. She was like, okay, for some people I do it for 120,000 francs for the 3-phase, but since it's you and I know you, I'm going to do it for 90,000. I was like, what? 90,000 for makeup, 3 days? Oh my god, no. I just pushed it aside, because I'm like, makeup for what? Is it not? So my sister now was like, okay, I was even threatening to go without any makeup. So my sister was like, okay, I'm going to do your makeup for you. On my wedding day, there was nothing on my lips. Don't mind as I'm putting red now on my lips. On my wedding day, there was nothing. She actually begged me and put this colorless lip gloss on my lips. That's what I put on my lips. I didn't put anything. So don't be comparing. If I was like comparing, I'll be like, oh my god, this other girl just got married, look at her face, she did makeup for this amount, so I'm going to do it. But I was like, me, makeup 90,000, I can use that 90,000 to do something else. The next thing I'll tell you is that things can never ever be perfect. Your wedding cannot be perfect. Things cannot go exactly how you plan things. You plan things to go in a certain way, but you just have to be ready. Just understand, my dear, things will not go exactly as you planned. Things will happen and things are going to change. Next thing I want to tell you is that you and your husband, you are a team. You are not fighting. You are not up for war. Like, both of you are gearing towards the same thing. You want to get married. You want to be husband and wife. So don't forget that, because sometimes all the quarreling, one person starts feeling like you are against me, you are listening to what your parents are saying, you're listening to what your friends are saying. You guys can listen to all the advice you get, but what matters at the end of the day is what you both want. Do not dress in your house. I'm talking about the church. Do not dress in your house. If you don't have money to pay for a hotel, dress up in a friend's house, dress up in an aunt's house. Don't dress up in your house, because you know, on the wedding day, it's chaotic. There's so much going on, there's so much distraction. If you're there, it's just going to stress you up. So it's preferable you and your bridal party, you dress somewhere else. Eat before going to church. I'm telling you, eat before going to church. Don't be like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I am having so many butterflies, eat before you go to church. Or if you don't eat before going to church, that's your problem. You're going to collapse. I was first of all pregnant, so on that day I did not laugh. I ate very well. I forgot to tell my husband to eat, so he didn't eat. And when we were in church and our church service was so long, I'm sure it was 2 hours, he grew so hungry. He was so grumpy. He was like, I don't want to take pictures anymore, I just want to go and eat. So you should eat before going to church. Don't sit and you think that it's your wedding, you have paid 1 million for food, you're going to have enough time to eat well. Eat before you go to church. Or eat. Enjoy your wedding. I enjoyed my wedding, but I didn't enjoy it as I had to, because I just saw it like the 3 days just passed, because I did my traditional on the Thursday, I went to the council on the Friday, and then Saturday I did the church wedding. It just passed by. Like, I was like, I'm in a trance. Things were just happening, pop, 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 and the wedding is over. And I was like, eh? I've been planning for a year, because I took 1 year to plan for my wedding. So I was like, all my plans, my sleepless nights, all these things, it was just for these few days to come and pass like that. That day passes by so fast. So I'll tell you to enjoy it. Dance and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your wedding, because it's a once in a lifetime thing. When you've gone to church and you've come back and you go for that reception, enjoy it. Stop thinking about, oh, the association of grandmothers hasn't eaten, oh, these people haven't eaten, these people haven't found a place to sit. Another very important thing that you should do is get a to-do list. I did this with my husband. We're like, okay, January we have to have paid for the hall, February we have to pay for food, December, so that by December you've already done every single thing on that list. It eases the stress. You don't just sit and you're like, no, let me save up money, save up, and then I come and pay. It's going to stress you. But if you have your money and you can pay all up front, you can pay. But I think it's always advisable to pay early enough. Last but not least, you're getting married. You need to pray. Pray, pray, pray. Fast and pray. Put God ahead of everything, because preparing for a wedding can be a very, very trying time in your life. Your family should pray for you, your friends should pray for you, you should also pray for yourself. So that's it about planning a Cameroonian wedding. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope to see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.